The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, rounded up his presidential campaign in Lagos with a rally held at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos Island, on Saturday after campaigning across the 36 states of the Federation. Peter Obi's supporters embarked on a road walk from Lekki-Epe Expressway to the Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos. The rally was said to have caused a massive gridlock along the Lekki-Epe Expressway. Reacting to the development, Tinubu Shettima, Director of Media and Publicity, Bayo Ononuga, in a tweet accused Obi of conducting an uncivilized campaign, adding that it was a discomfort to the people of Lagos State. However, Atiku's spokesman, Frank Shaibu, wondered why Ononuga should complain about Obi's rally. Shaibu recounted how MC Oluomo prevented Christians from going to church when he had a walk for Tinubu on October 9, 2022. He quoted Ononuga, if Atiku and Obi complained about MC Oluomo's action. Meanwhile, as the Labour Party rally was going on in Lagos State on Saturday, Tinubu was also at the Eagle Square in Abuja, where he further revealed his plan for the citizens of the country if he is voted as the president. Now, discussing these issues with me today is the special advisor to the executive chairman of Lagos Island Local Government on Wealth Creation, Adenifuja Owolabi-Rahim. You're on to political matters on Allnews Nigeria. I'm Michael Adekunle. I'll be back after this short break. You're welcome back to the program. Like I told you before, Adenifuja Owolabi-Rahim is in the studio with me. Is the SA, that's the special advisor to the Lagos Island chairman, in Lagos State here, and is here to say one or two things concerning what really went on in the last weekend. I'm talking about Saturday. Of course, the Labour Party organized its own campaign, and that should be the, if I'm not mistaken, that was the last campaign of the Labour Party after Peter Obi, have toured about 36 states of the Federation. You're welcome back, and you're welcome to the program.
Well, good morning.
Yeah. Now, you could see what happened over the weekend, and many are still saying something about the Labour Party, especially the side attractions, that really went on. You could see what that campaign has given birth to. Talking about the young boy, Yusuf, that is currently, going viral in Nigeria, in the internet, That's an addition to what really went on in Lagos State over the weekend. Now, quite all right, Obi really got the media attention. He really played to the gallery, and we think you also must have noticed one or two things concerning that. How do you feel about the rousing welcome, the applaud of Lagosians over the weekend?
Well, my brother, first and foremost, I have to say this here, that journalism should be handled in a well-designed professionalism. The media people should be a conscience-minded person that is nurtured by the truth, because you are the mouthpiece of both the elite, the minute. Whatever you put to the social media goes a long way to determine what happens in our immediate environment, because news is power, information is power. What transpired in Lagos, it's just always a thing by the opposition, ready to go on here to say whatever happens in Lagos, because Lagos belongs to the APC, it's been their domain for the past 25 years. Yes, whatever happened, it's not necessarily, it might not be the APC people that really attacked the Labour Party. So even allowing their rally to go like that is a sign that Lagos is a state that gives room for all and sundries, because Lagos is a cosmopolitan environment that accommodates even the non-indigenous. That is still part of what Asiwaju has laid down, being the only person in the history of Lagos that started that idea In his cabinet, we have non-indigens. He gave room for the northern indigene in Lagos to be part of his cabinet way back since 1999. We have the Igbo people also being ably represented, local government level, every other level. It is his drawing that is still in place that we must accommodate, we must tolerate, we must allow others to move freely in Lagos. So if Lagos is not tolerating or accommodating to political rivalries, you won't see a Labour Party coming into Lagos witnessing such crowd. So if they might have ignite crisis on their way to the venue with some other hoodlums, don't also rule out the proximity of the fact that Labour Party is like Taiwo, while PDP is like Kehinde, because they gave birth to the two parties. Somebody who was aggrieved in the primary election went ahead to jump into Labour to seek a platform to contest. So when you are talking about controversy or crisis rocking one's campaign, it could be from any corner. So we see Lagos people, APC in Lagos has been peaceful-minded people. We've been going about our campaign without attacking anybody.
But this is not the first time this will be happening. It happened, I think, in Alimosho, local government, when Aeroland campaigned. That should be last month or so.
Like I told you, somebody campaigning, it is the sole responsibility of the security apparatus to put up a security mechanism in place to protect the campaigner, even the citizen, the onlooker, who are just listening or walking around, for people to go about their businesses freely without any hindrance. It is not the responsibility of APC as a party, because the security of lives and property lies in the purview of the police people. So if you are going through a rally program like that, you must have really strategized. You must seek a security information before you embark on a rally in any environment. You must also look at the terrain at which you want to operate. Because, see, let me tell you, this is, if they attack any rally in Lagos, it's a reaction, it's a reflection of the fact that people are really not happy with the current situation of the economy hardship that is brought to them by this naira policy pandemic. It's even a pandemic to everybody. Everybody, all of a sudden, we are all short of cash. So people are hungry.
You are complaining about fuel scarcity, the naira scarcity, but these crises are happening under your administration.
Well, like I was analyzing the relationship between the Labour Party and the PDP as a party that they are Taiwo in this game of political scenario. I also want to tell you that in APC, do not forget that we have the saboteur, and they are everywhere. Majority of Nigerians were quite aware about what played out in the primary that brought about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu becoming the flag bearer of APC. To the glory of God, he succeeded in that battlefield, because some power that be, let's call them power that be, who believes that power should not be rotated, that the power should remain in the north. But thank God to the progressive governors of the Northern Forum that believes in the unity and oneness of this country, who stood their ground, that power should rotate and the power should go to the south. But yet the cabal feels they cannot lose it all. So they are now looking at other mechanisms to frustrate the current government. When you are talking about this policy of monetary pandemic, as I've said earlier, that there is no policy without negative implication and positive implication. Okay. Let me give you one of the positive implications. Since the era of this monetary policy is ongoing, we've seen drastic reduction in the issue of kidnapping, requesting for ransom. We've also seen where people now realize that where we are going is about cashless policy, that every layman on the street should be able to move about and do their businesses without going around with huge amount of money to transact businesses. So we have cabal who felt they are not concerned about the unity of the country. What they are concerned is to remain in power to suit their own selfish agenda. We've seen them. We've seen their handwriting during the primaries. But because they fail in the primary, this is their second gunshot. That, okay, let us slot this into it. Because it is not reasonable. You are withdrawing 3-point-something trillion from the society, and you are coming up with 1 trillion alone. That doesn't correlate. It doesn't fit in. It's just bringing hardship to the people. But because some people felt, okay, let us cripple the economy, it will be a dent on the political party that is currently ruling the country, so that it can pave ways for their own northern agenda. So it's an architect. They draw it. It's a plan.
It was a planned work.
Yes, it's a planned work. It's a gunshot towards. But because our home principal, who is our own candidate, is a man with a lion heart who had a thick skin to accept every jabs because he's always prepared. I refer to him like a lion, then I later refer to him as a giraffe who see what others cannot see, who prepare beyond imagination of people.
Now, may I ask you this question? Why are you supporting Tinubu? Are you supporting him because he's a Yoruba man? Are you supporting Tinubu because he's the godfather of Lagos politics? Are you supporting him because you have nowhere to go? Why I'm saying this is that I'm talking about your political career. Are you supporting him that your political career will be jeopardized if you are not in support of the ambition of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Why are you giving him this so much support, despite the fact that people are raining so much condemnations on him?
I beg your pardon. I want to tell you this. Before I go ahead to tell you why I'm supporting Tinubu, I will have to tell you the fact that if you see people that is condemning the aspiration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they are not condemning him because of his capability, his vision, and his belief. They are condemning him because of age. But the only person, the only supernatural being that can determine how long human stays in life is the supreme being. Is the giver of life, is the giver of health. The country is not the only country presenting old people to rule them. Joe Biden, the president of America, is in his 80s. So what is the problem here? Are we talking about age, or we are talking about people that has that vision, the capability? So let me come back. I only let you know that everybody that is talking about Tinubu have nothing against Tinubu than his age. And age is just a number. You are actually what you claim you are. If you are 80 and you behave like a 60-year-old person, that is your age.
Which means it's not even specific about his age, or what?
I'm not saying it's
what
not.
What are you trying to say?
No. What I'm trying to let people know.
Because you said if you are 80 and you are claiming 60.
I'm telling you, you see some men outside there, they are above 60, 70. Okay. They tell you they are youth. That means your heart. If you are youth in your heart, and you are acting like a youth in your reactions,
you still have the blood.
You still have the blood in your gene that is running through your vein. It's an indication that you really have the youth at heart. Okay. So that is what I'm saying there.
Now back to my question.
So your question,
are you supporting him because
I am going to get back to that question. I've not forgotten. Yes, no.
Because of your own political career.
When you talk about my political career, it is only God that giveth power to whom he believes in, who he feels he wants to give. And it is only God that can give answer to all prayers. As a Muslim, there is a verse in the Quran that says, "No Muhammad who is that I am the giver of all things. I am the one that answers your prayer. If you are a Muslim, if I say yes to your prayer, I gave you the hope that that prayer is going to be answered by me. All worshippers worship to God and expect response from God by answering that prayer. That is about my home political career. My political career does not run around any being. I commit every step I'm taking into the hand of the Lord. So I believe what will be, will be. Skum sera sera. So I am coming out to support Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu because I am also from that ideological background that says when you build a man, you have built a nation. And if you build a man that is performing after you left office, it shows you are a giraffe that sees beyond the current situation. Let me bring this to your notice. In Lagos, in Nigeria, in Africa today, the Asiwaju plan is moving the highest investment hub in Nigeria now to Lekki axis, Ibeju-Lekki Expressway. Those areas we are talking about are bushes, just virgin land that is just rotting there, that is wasteful. I remember when that project was first conceived, the community did not embrace it. They got angry that no, nobody will take our land. We will not release our land. But because Asiwaju was magnificent enough and as a visionary person, he sat down on a round table with them. They agreed that, okay, if we bring all this industry to this area, refinery, seaports, if we bring it to here, we will give the community 5% out of whatever is coming in there. It's not about 5% on physical cash. We are talking of employment, scholarship, and ensuring that everybody in that axis is benefiting from the proceeds of that investment. So that area is now one of the largest investment hub in Africa. Is a vision. Initially, we learned of different earthquakes in Turkey recently. Lagos, for crying out loud, Victoria Island would have long gone if not by this initiative of this current candidate who has led Lagos in the past and has set a roadmap for others to follow. We are talking about you can't erode out the past without thinking about the current and without projecting into the future. And governance is a continuum. Regardless of whichever party comes into being, it's a continuum thing. Things should be done continuously in government. Let's now come back. I said I'm supporting him because of his vision, his capacity. His track record, right? His record. I call him a builder because he was able to move around the coast of every part of our region in Nigeria and beyond. You can see Asiwaju in the north, you see Asiwaju in the east, you see him in the south. So I'm not supporting Asiwaju only because he's a Yoruba person. But among them, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu was a former governor of Lagos State. He set the precedence for Bola Ahmed Asiwaju to turn a threat to Lagos. Turning a threat to an opportunity. It takes a visionary leader to do that. You know, at those points, the sea becomes a threat to the residents of Victoria Island, Ikoyi Axis, and the people of Lekki. But he came up with an idea. Before he brought his own idea up, federal government only go there, they put up sands just to fill up the water so that the water will not be able to surpass the sand. But unfortunately, that wasn't helping. And they are injecting a whooping amount of money to do that every year. But because of the vision, the giraffe style of a good leader who foreseen tomorrow, he was able to bring solution and turn our threats to a business opportunity by coming up with an idea of Atlantic City in that heart of Lagos.
What you're trying to tell us is that Asiwaju saw the vision.
Yes, Asiwaju laid down the plan. You know, see, let me tell you,
governments are working on the vision.
Wait, my brother. There is one thing that is arrogated to Lagos Island indigene.
Okay.
We are pace setter. We set the pace for others to follow. Asiwaju is a city boy. He grew up on the island. So he's setting pace for others to follow. Setting that roadmap, master plan for Lagos. We are not saying others that have come before him do not lay down some plan. But for him to develop on that plan, it's determine the kind of person he is. We are just begging Nigerians to allow him to replicate what he has done in Lagos to Nigeria. Let us see what this man will do. We've seen what the four of them that are the major contenders have done in their respective states. Somebody setting out a roadmap for his successor to follow up on. And somebody who do not leave a roadmap for all the successor, no good roads, water erosion is eroding 40% of Anambra indigene in Anambra State after he left office. There was also different of argument about financial state of the Anambra state after he left his office. But to the glory of God, to the city boy, we are seeing improved area. I don't know, maybe in the era of Tinubu, you've ever been to Mushin, Oshodi. Because I can't get here without passing through Oshodi. And I remember the Oshodi those days. When you are coming from school, you are getting into the Agberos heavily. Everywhere is blocked. So you are prone to being attacked by unforeseen theft in that area. But all of a sudden, it becomes another thing. When you are coming to Lagos, when you land in Oshodi, you'll be happy.
You know, I smile at times when people talk about Tinubu. It's like you giving the governor's glory to Tinubu. You know, the likes of Ambode, Fashola did all these things you're talking about.
Excuse sir. Can we talk about
during Ashwaju's,
my brother? Can we talk about the present without referring to the future? Can a child be addressed as a child without referring to his father? You are who you are because your father gave birth to you now. If your father did not give you room to go to school, would you be here asking me questions about taking somebody's glory to another person's glory? Somebody must have walked before you. Then you now follow the steps and things started flourishing. There is no way. Àwọn Yorùbá ní tabak pori awo ori atetu. If he has not done well and laid the legacy for them, what would they be hoping? They will be coming with their different plan. And that might not bring the progress we are witnessing in Lagos to continue. We are talking about continuity in governance. So if you are doing that comparative analysis of these candidates, ask them what was the legacy they left behind when they were leaving the office. So if we are talking about the legacy Ashwaju left behind, he handed over to a reasonable successor. That was why we are proud of what Ashwaju has done in the past. Somebody handing over power to Fashola, who is willing to work. After leaving the government of Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he became a super minister in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And we are seeing our road, networking the road they abandoned in Ibadan. They were unable to do it for over 16 years. They keep awarding it to different contractors before they left government. Today, I traveled through that road to Ado Ekiti. I enjoy my trip from Lagos to Oyo State, from Oyo to other parts. Who is doing that? Because they have a round peg in the round hole. That is why our road are motorable today in Lagos, in Nigeria.
And anyway, you are entitled to your own opinion.
Yes, you are also entitled to your own opinion, but I will always advise all media should know what they put into the world for people to read.
No, I'm not against you.
And I'm just telling you, so that it will be like a sound of money to all those media houses who don't really sieve information before going into public to give people unverified news that can really instigate people about the government policy. We need ourselves more. We are all better together as a citizen of a country.
Now let's come back.
Yes, we are back. We are back. We are ready for you now. Please go ahead.
Okay. Now, Obi in the terrain of the Lion of Bodily. Now, Saturday. Isn't it the Lion of Bodily?
You can imagine comparing a goat to a lion. It's a two different thing. I love how go be ka fi we agility ko. I jẹun you ẹkùn. Kò ṣe fi we taja. Tí tẹ́kùn bá ń kú lọ. Kò yé. These things I'm telling you, I'm saying this in my mother's dialect because I want the public to understand me quite well.
I've not even landed.
Bẹ́kùn bá ń kú lọ nígbó, bí ò lè kú, bí ò lè fò, kì í ṣe olúbe, ló máa dẹ́kun ní bùbá. So you cannot compare the Lion of Bodilon,
can you let me,
the Jagaban of Bogu,
can you let me
the
die,
Ashwaju of universe,
die before you bury me?
To a goat.
Can you let me die before
level,
you bury me?
You know, you are comparing, just you comparing
I said
Mayweather to an heavyweight champion. I'm listening.
At the beginning of this program,
okay,
you attested to the fact that people came out en masse to support Peter Obi.
Because I don't know your own.
Last
No. I don't know the parameter at which you are measuring people coming out to attest to the fact that.
But you attested to the
they
fact that
hired people now. People are paid. There is hunger in the land. We accepted that. the policy that was formulated was a bit harsh on the people. So if they see opportunity where you dosh out cash for them to just come and stand on the road and claim they are going to sing your praises, they will be willing to do. And when they come out, that does not, you see, I was coming through, there is one thing you talk about, opinion poll that was held on the internet. I now had to do my own research about the owner of that site. I realized he named his own company LP, Limited Partners, that was established on internet. You know there is an acronym, Labour Party, LP, you know, Limited Partner. There is relationship between the two, so he would definitely support an acronyms that will promote his own name too. That was why people can continue to vote on the internet, and why our own people will go to the polling booth to cast their votes for our own candidates. So opinion poll can continue to pull the crowd. What we are saying is that all citizens of Nigeria should take their hunger to the polling booths. Let them come and vote.
So what you mean now is that the crowd that showed up for Peter Obi on Saturday is not enough for Obi to defeat Tinubu? Or what are you trying to say?
What I'm just telling you, for me,
because
for me, I am sure that my principal is well prepared.
So it's not
because all this hired crowd. It's not a threat.
It's not a threat.
Yes, it's not a threat to the APC. Because I will still tell you that pé tẹ́ ẹ bá gbọ́ nílé pé wọ́n nà wá lóde ẹ̀yin àgbààgbà ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀ ibi tán bá gbé nà wá o ilẹ̀ alanu àròjọ. Somebody that is moving around the front wall of Nigeria, that is taking his campaign to everywhere in Nigeria, to the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. You want to compare it to somebody that is identifying where he will be campaigning, and somebody that before the crowd, all the campaign Ashwaju has gone through, the crowd are waiting for him. It's not until Ashwaju arrives the venue of campaign that people will start trooping in.
Did you see the crowd at Alaba International Market?
Alaba International.
Did you see the support?
This will bring us to one area in this terrain we find ourselves. The Alaba people or the non-indigenous of Lagos.
Aren't you feeling the heat?
There is no heat anywhere. It is just normal tempo of every political period. For any candidate, any serious candidate that is contesting for president should be able to have crowd in his rally now. So if he's not having those crowd in his rally, he will not be having that confidence to claim he is also ready. You know, he's coming from a paperweight. He wants to challenge the dose that matters when it comes to political issues in Nigeria. So he must try his best. He must try his best. He's trying.
Okay, let's go back to violence in election. What took place in Lagos over the weekend, I think it's uncalled for.
Yes.
And we've been preaching the gospel against election violence, and we've also been spreading it. Now, what do you think really went on over the weekend, and how do you think we can, curb such acts?
Like I said earlier, you see, we condemn violence during electioneering period totally, because it doesn't speak well about our country. We must be tolerant. We must appreciate ourselves. I will only advise the youth, because we have vulnerable youths. We have educated youths. We have those other youths that we tag the area boys. They are neither here nor there. That is why I tell you that it is easy for anybody to say he wants to be president and he will get the youth that they are neither here nor there. Those that are available. Yoruba will always say, those that are available that have not taken their stand on where they want to belong. Yeah. So when you give them stipends, they will be willing to come and say, okay, you've given us a stipends. They will be willing to come and say what they want to do. A right-thinking citizen of Lagos or indigenous of Lagos will not come out to come and fight against a Labour Party that is a paperweighter in this contest, because we are the star that is shining already. We will not engage anybody in any combat. I was preview. I was also on a train of campaign in Oyigbo. We met the PDP doing their rally. We just walked past. We lower our own thing and we passed them. We were saying one love, keep us together. That is the spirit I want every other person to imbibe. If a campaign train is on the road, if you see a resistance from the opposite camp, if you are matured enough to control your own temperament and that you are not prepared for violence, because violence does not, one person cannot fight himself now, he is fighting somebody. Somebody must have led, something must have led to that violence. So we should also caution our people, their people, who is going to be on campaign train, that please, anywhere you go to, that you see that this terrain is not your terrain, and that you might likely face stiff opposition. They've done that to us too. When the issue of cash problem was eating hard on our people, we were at a market storm done by the LAHA, Lagos State House of Assembly aspirants. We were there when people will say, no, don't give us plastic, oh, give us money. We need cash. But we were able to talk to them in a diplomatic manner that we appease to their heat. But if we had also responded arrogantly, it might also lead into chaos. So I will only appeal to citizens of Nigeria all over the world that let us engage in intellectual discussion of why my candidate is better than your candidate, rather than engaging ourselves in insultive way of selling our candidate. But you know one thing for sure, that when you have a product that can sell itself, you will be comfortable introducing the product to people.
But your candidate has been throwing jabs at other candidates. Do you realize that?
All the candidates have been throwing jabs to themselves.
Especially Tinubu.
You cannot say one is especially...
Before Obis started this, Tinubu had been doing it.
Maybe
Tinubu started...
You see, I don't know what you call jabs. Whatever speech Tinubu has made during the campaign is not attacking an individual. Is attacking the whole body of the party. That the party did not perform well.
I can play some videos.
Please, maybe when you do that. But like I told you, even if you mention some names in the video or in the campaign, it is just part of the campaign that, okay, let me say this. I know this, my opponent.
Was he doing it for fun or what?
It is, see, at a point, there is always a lighter...
Because you just stated it here that...
There is a lighter mood. Like I'm telling you, he will always do that when he's addressing the people. On a lighter mood, I will be shocked, saying, okay, you can imagine this person that cannot do this in this place. Like while I'm on seat here, I also told you that if 40% of a state that has been governed by one of the leading contenders is about to be eroded by water, it shows the person do not have a futuristic tendency to protect his own people from being eroded by water. And the other person has that futuristic analysis of what can be done to make his own people relaxed even after he has left government. Are you going to tell me if I'm saying that? I'm not trying to cast an aspersion about somebody. I'm only saying this is what my own candidate has been able to do, and this candidate cannot do this. If he cannot do this for Anambra, what is the hope that he will be able to do such for Nigeria? But I'm also telling you what my own principal, the star boy, city boy, what he has been able to do for the good people of Lagos.
Now, before we go, I would like us to talk about the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. In Lagos here, we have some areas that are Igbo-dominated places. The likes of Alaba, the likes of Festac, that's Amwodofin, or Jaw and other areas. Now, we have Igbos there that are really coming out to vote for their preferred candidates. Now, how do you think the governor would come out of this, what would I call it? How will he come out of this big mess that that is coming? Quite all right, we have PDP in Lagos State, we have Labour Party.
My brother, to a layman, it is a mess. For politicians, We see it, like I told you when I was
because
making...
whether we like it or not, there is this kind of picture that has been painted in the minds of Lagosians, about your principal, that's the city boy, and the governor of the state. So that's why I'm saying it, that there are Igbos dominating some parts in Lagos State, and some of these Igbos are supporting likes of Atiku and supporting the Labour Party. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, how do you think the ruling party in Lagos State will survive this?
Let me tell you, if truly the non-indigenous in Lagos, I don't want to be sentimental about one part of the indigenous in Lagos. We have the Igbo-dominated area. Not also forgetting the fact that Igbo-dominated areas we also have the Hausas amidst them, and we have the indigenous of the land amidst them too. So in those areas, we will intensify efforts. I was in Amuwo, Ojo, and we went around the place. We see that we have Igbo-dominated thing. But let me tell you, our people, Nigerians are known to pay good for good. They will use evil to pay good. If you see the handwork of our performing governor, Mr. Selebu, you will not want somebody else to come and take over Lagos State in the next 50 years. Because you have seen the progress so far. And it is because we allow continuity in Lagos, that is why people are enjoying it. Can people of Amuwo and Ojo you are talking about not attest to the fact that those roads that are being widely opened up would not increase their business acumen in that area? They should know that this Mr. Selebu and our principal deserve their votes, because it is their government that is paving ways for them to do their businesses without hindrances, creating an enabling road network for them to come and do their businesses. Those opportunities they cannot see in Anambra, we are creating it for them in Lagos. That, okay, you have market, you want to go and sell, you get to the market without without stress. And that is why you see most of the Igbo people flourishing in Lagos, because we have good road network. We have bridges all over. As you can see, you can also attest to this. Along this axis, we are seeing different bridges, we are seeing different roads. Along Agegemoto Road, we are seeing from Ikeja, we can see different opening up the environment for businesses to thrive. So what are you saying? We will definitely overcome the challenge with our resilience campaign, telling them what we still do for them despite what we have done. At least that is why you see us saying, share wa, ewo gboro wo, you will see our work.
All right.
Our work will campaign for us. But we are appealing to non-indigenous in Lagos that they should go about their businesses without hindrances. They should cast their vote wisely in the interest of all.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
We hope you attend to our call next time we put a call through.
We will.
All right.
Thank you. It's nice coming on board too.
All right. And on this note, we say goodbye to you on today's edition of Political Matters. Join us next time on the same platform. Michael Adekunle remains my name. Bye for now.